Now I'm going to show you how percents can be solved as an equation. You want to write what you read. And if you can remember that of means times and is equal. Of means times, is means equals. So, and we put percents as a decimal. So how do you write 40 cents? We write it 0.40 or 0.4. Of means times. You can use, I use a dot for times instead of a times sign. What? I don't know. That's my unknown. 40% of something. Is means equal and 80. If I write what I read, if I'm over here and I want to solve that, I'm going to put 0.40 W, because I remember when we multiply a letter and a number, they don't have to have anything between them, equals 80. That's what that kind of looks like as an equation. And we go, I want to solve for W. My goal of the equation game is to get W all by itself. How do we get W all by itself? We get rid of 40 cents. How is it attached? It's attached with multiplication, so we are going to do the opposite, which is divide. We're going to divide this by 0.40. Now, if we take 80 somewhere off here to the side, and we divide it, and we don't have to divide it by 0.40, we can divide it by just 0.4. The 0 on a decimal does not have to stay. Remember our decimal dance for decimals. We dance over here, we dance over here. We put it up on the wall, and now we divide. 4 goes into 8 2 times, 4 goes into 0 and a 0. So if we plug 200 back in, 40% of 200 is 80. Think about money. You have $2. 40% is a little less than half. A little less than half of $2 is 80 cents, so it makes sense. You always want to make sure your question makes sense. Let's do the second one. What percent of 25 is 5? Write what you read. What percent? I don't know that. That's my unknown. I usually will use a P. That reminds me I have to put it in a percent. Of means times 25. Is means equal 5. So I'm going to do this one over here just to alternate sides. P times 25 equals 5. I want to get rid of the 25. How is it attached? It's multiplied. I do the opposite. I divide. Again, I have a fraction, which means it's going to be a decimal, because remember that fractions and decimals are the same number. So somewhere I'm going to take 5, and I'm going to divide it by 25. Top is always in the box. Top in the box. I put a decimal point, because there is nothing here, but I can't take 25 into 5. I put the decimal point up in my answer, and I start adding some zeros. And I go, okay, 25 does not go into 5, but it goes into 50 twice. Does that look like money? No, I need to make it look like money, so I'm going to add an extra 0 to make it look like money. How much money is that? 20 cents. It is 20% of 25 is 5. Does that make sense? 20% is 2/10 or is a little bit less, and this is kind of a bit small, so that kind of makes sense. It's a smaller number. 17% of 200 is what? They're not always pretty numbers like 25 and 40. 17%, we write 0.17. Of means times 200. Is means equal. What? I don't know. That's my unknown. I draw a line down my equal sign on all of these, because this is this side of the problem, this is this side of the problem. So over here, I'm going to take 200 times 0.17, so I'm just going to put that down there to do my math quickly and easily. And I want to show you something a little differently, just to think about it. You can also take 0.17 and take it times 200 like this. If you offset those zeros, you don't have to then do a lot of zero work. 7 times 2 is 14, 2, 3. I have 1, 2 decimal places, 1, 2 decimal places. If I did it this way, I have to go, well, 0, 0, 14, placeholder 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 4, 3, 2 decimal places, I get the exact same answer. This makes us not have to do that second row. Either one works, just something new to think about. So you get 34. You want to put that into your problem. Does that make sense? 17% of 200. 10% of 200 would be 20. Because we just move our decimal point one place for 10. 20% would make it 40, and 17 is between 10 and 20, so it does make sense. So that is percents as an equation. If you can write what you read, you don't have to learn a lot of rules. But what you do have to know is that you have to work with decimals when you're using your percents. And when you are missing a percent, you're going to be working and you're going to get your answer as a decimal and you have to put it back. And that's percents as an equation.